Hello and welcome to the Facing Your Fears, Turning Fear into Courage. We are on chapter 27, which is called More Advanced Techniques, and it covers things like the accountability partner, the 5-minute rule, and how to compliment yourself. We've been working a lot on the positive thoughts and words we want to use when we're talking about ourselves and others. So let's start with the accountability partner. It is so much fun to find somebody out there in the world that you can be together as accountability partners. I have done this for years and years and years, and I've had two of the best accountability partners on the planet. One was somebody I hadn't even known. We were at a Jack Canfield seminar, I think it was, and I asked my son if he'd be my accountability partner, and he said, no way. And then the lady next to him said, I'll do it. And we had a great time every day, Monday through Friday, writing down the 5 or so things that we want to accomplish the next day to keep us on track to always keep moving forward. And at the end of the day or the next morning, we'd write back to each other and say, these are the things I did accomplish. Some of them we didn't, and what we're adding on to the next list. And when you do that day after day, there's no way you don't move forward because someone out there is hearing, seeing your list, and you feel accountable. It's like if you're going to go running or go to the gym or go for a hike, if you have somebody you're going to meet, you're definitely going to go. If you're just doing it yourself, you might say, oh, I don't feel like it today. So accountability partners are wonderful. I do this with some of my clients, like we set goals and say, what do you want to be accountable for next week so that they know what they want to accomplish before our next meeting. It's nice to pick somebody that you don't know, but I also had a wonderful friend that she and I for years wrote all the time. And I had never been to her home or never really known that much about her except for her goals. And then years later, I found out she lived in a mansion. She was able to move up to Washington to an island and just like so much fun. And the humility and sweetness of her, I never knew what she really had going on in the background there. So it's a wonderful relationship to have an accountability partner if you choose somebody you know or somebody that is in a group with you or something like that. It does work. I can tell you it does work. It's just like writing down our goals. That works. But when you have an accountability partner, it's magnified. And then I want to explain to you about the 5-minute rule. It is so interesting that we will think of a task that we have to do. It can be a big one, like I'm going to go run for an hour or whatever. And you go, how? I don't feel like it, but I'll just go run for 5 minutes. And by the end of 5 minutes, you're already feeling better and you're going, I'll do the hour or whatever it might be. But it's other things. Like for me, it's taxes. If I've got to work on my taxes, I will do everything first to avoid doing my taxes. And I have like an accountant and a bookkeeper. I mean, it's ridiculous, but that's who I am. I'm not great with keeping track of numbers. And so I found out about this, like, okay, I only have to do 5 minutes of working on my taxes. And then when I get into it, I go, this isn't so tough. I can do this in probably 30 minutes. I'll have it all finished. And so I usually finish. Or you think of wrapping presents or cleaning the house or washing sheets and changing a bed. You go, I'll just do 5 minutes. And when you trick yourself like that, all of a sudden you're into that next mode of whatever you need to do. I think that idea that a body in motion wants to stay in motion, a body at rest wants to stay at rest. And I'm not saying it's not good to rest or take breaks or whatever you need to do. I think most of us have a lot on our plates. And if we can get things finished and on that completed list, it feels better. People have trouble with procrastination. I don't think I'm much of a procrastinator, but I'm probably somebody who pushes like go, go, go. With procrastinators, if you say this rule, like 5 minutes, all I have to do is do this for 5 minutes, you'll see how much more you get done because it will change. You will keep on going, most likely. So I love the 5-minute rule. And then we've talked a lot about how we need to compliment ourselves. And the best way, like in the book, I have all these sentences that go, I am, I am, I am, and then the blank. We want to put good things like I am strong, I am kind, I am funny, I am considerate, I am responsible, all the things that we are. And Actually, when you say those positive things, it feels really good inside your heart and soul. The way I started was on the elliptical in the gym when I'd be bored. I'd think to myself, okay, I'm strong. I'm getting stronger. I'm healthy. I'm kind. I'm generous. All these things that I would say to myself. And as you're moving and saying that, it even has more power to it. So you could be out there walking. You could just do it for 30 seconds a day, and your heart and soul will feel good when you're saying positive things about yourself. Now, if you can't think of positive things about yourself, ask your friends, ask your family. I think that most of us have incredible qualities that we don't even pay attention to. We take for granted. We take for granted some of these gifts that we're given, because what happens is we're put in situations like, if I have to keep track of bookkeeping or whatever, I see my limitations, and then it doesn't always feel good about myself or what my skills are. But I know I'm better in different areas. I'm not a bookkeeper. I can't do that kind of stuff. I mean, I can't. I choose not to. I choose to use my strengths, which are more in communication with people, in being with people, in motivating people, in encouraging people. Find out what your strengths are, make that list, and see what happens in your life. So imagine if you have an accountability partner where you're working on your goals. You have the 5-minute rule where you start something that seems daunting, but you still want to get it done, and you're complimenting yourself. Could you imagine how fear would disappear and courage would come in? That's our goal. So let's turn fear into courage. That was chapter 27, The Facing Your Fears. And thank you so much for joining me today.